Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and the final trailer. This is being called the final trailer for Marvel Studios' Black Widow has been released. It was released earlier today. Finally got the chance to watch it, and I mean, some people are calling it a final. The final. I mean, the official title is the final trailer, but some people are calling it the official trailer. I think the first trailer that was released was a mix of teaser / official, but this one is the final piece of footage we're getting. I would say probably not including TV spots and such that will be released slowly, like weeks before the movie's actual release in May. But the trailer-wise, this is the final one we're getting, so I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing what we get. It's 2.5 minutes long, so very much official, the length of an official trailer. And what have we seen so far? So we've seen Nat, we've seen Yelena, we've seen Melina as well. So the three kind of wielders of the Black Widow mantle. And we've seen that there is a new generation of Red Room spies being trained. Maybe being trained by Taskmaster. We've seen Taskmaster as well. We've seen him in action. And the action that we've seen him in is very, very cool. We've seen him using the shield that he has, so he'll be utilizing some of Cap's fighting abilities, him with a bow and arrow and stuff. So seeing him in action, like actually fighting Nat, is going to be very, very interesting to see. We've seen David Harbour's Red Guardian. We've seen him. We've seen a bunch of different stuff. All of it definitely, I think, crosses the border of teaser worthy and stuff like that. So I'm intrigued to see what this official trailer could actually show us. But yeah, I think it's just everything I see for this movie just gets me all the more hyped. I say this every time a new TV spot comes, every time a trailer or TV spot comes out for this, I say, every piece of media I see about this gets me hyped. I saw the new poster. It looks fabulous. Can't wait to see how Scarlett and Florence and Rachel and everyone just, shines in this movie. Cannot wait to see how it all goes down. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to talk about before the trailer begins. So let's get into the trailer. Let's see what they got.
I tell people my sister moved out west. You're a science teacher. Your husband, he renovates houses.
She has a husband now?
You're thinking about moving, but you're gonna wait until the interest rates go down.
That's not my story.
One of her many cover stories.
Before I was an Avenger, I made mistakes.
Oof. That's him.
A lot of enemies.
Ooh.
His call sign's Taskmaster.
That's the thingy, the fight from Iron Man 2.
They're manipulated. Fully conscious, but no choices.
Oh, the sterilization.
How many others are there?
Enough.
A whole new generation. A whole new generation of them. Oh, it's gonna be Widow versus Widow,
We
huh?
have to go back to where it all started, so they never do that to anyone again.
Oh, God.
We're a family. We fight with you.
Don't kill off this family, please. Don't kill them.
I've always found it best.
Oh, he's got panther
to look into the
claws.
past.
Okay. Hey.
Plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
Oh, he's got some explosive arrows. Oh, damn.
At some point, we all have to choose
Oh, good God.
what the world wants you to be.
Oh, Ross. Oh, yeah. Oh,
No
Jesus.
choice. I'm done running.
You are done running. Whoa, nice. Oh, shield to the face. They're gonna be fighting in freefall?
Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my God, this.
Up.
All right, enough. All of you.
I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
Oh, they're definitely a family. They are definitely a family. Okay, it goes without saying. A single word. I'm gonna watch that trailer a second time, and numerous times more. But damn, that is there's so much to take in. Oh god, yeah, this. I'm not going to be able to survive this movie. I'm not going to be able to, because I mean, Black Widow's death in Endgame took me out for the count for a solid like 20-25 minutes, and I was brought back into life just in time for that final battle. But Black Widow's death just shook me to my core. So this movie, I feel like stuff's gonna go down that's not gonna make me very happy in terms of deaths and departures and what. Like they're setting all these other characters up to be people who, you know, have such an emotional impact and such a strong emotional connection to Natasha, that they just wipe them off the board. But by the end of the film, that they all die at the hands of Taskmaster. I feel like that's the route they're gonna go. I do not want that to happen. These people deserve to stay alive. They're her OG family. So yeah, this stuff, like, you know, like Alexei saying, like, you know, we're your family, we're gonna fight with you by this, and you know, the fact that Taskmaster is just like a villain that you don't know how they're gonna be. If, like, you know, he literally watches how you fight. There was that footage, he was watching footage of Natasha fighting in Iron Man, like the Iron Man 2 hallway fight scene that introduced us to Black Widow as an actual assassin, as a fighter. He was watching that shit on CCTV or whatever it was. He was watching her fighting back, so we know that's how he knows how to fight her. But then, you know, he's fighting Alexei in the hallway as well, and he's got like, you know, like panther claws and shit, like just like I think he's got. I don't know if those are actual vibranium claws, but he pulled out those claws in like Black Panther style. So I would imagine he's got some kind of incorporation. I mean, like mentally speaking, he's got a photographic memory, so he records pretty much everything he sees in his mind. So I would not be surprised if he has some other copy and paste details in his actual suit and gears. Like he's got Cap's shield, he's got the bow and arrow that he uses to mimic Hawkeye. Would not be, you know, this isn't like set decades and decades back. This is set fairly recently enough, so I would not be surprised if he's come across Black Panther in some fashion, or if he's even seen footage of Black Panther fighting or something. But you know, he's clearly come across all this different gear and stuff, and he knows how to use it. So Taskmaster, this kind of villain, he's not someone who's easy to beat. He's not someone you're meant to look at and go, yeah, this will be a milk run. He is someone who will very much kill you using your own abilities. So I don't know how that stuff's gonna go down, but yeah, I think the message of this film, I think, you know, it's like there's a new generation of Red Room agents being trained, and you know, like Yelena said, you know, it's like, you know, young girls who are being stripped of any free will, of any choices, you know, people who, you know, with no like willpower of their own, like they use their bodies and their identities to serve another purpose. Like they're just being manipulated pretty much by Taskmaster, presumably. I mean, I am under the assumption right now that Taskmaster is the one running this Red Room, and then when he finds out that these older versions of of Black Widows are coming to stop him, he takes them all on. So yeah, so that kind of message actually, you know, like freeing these young women from his grasp, and also the grasp of the Red Room, because Natasha especially, we've seen that Natasha carries the burdens of the Red Room both physically and mentally with her every day until the day she died. Like especially oh god, especially physically, like, you know, she god, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. She, you know, she killed for them so many people so many times. She had a lot of red in her ledger. That was one of her character arcs, actually clearing the blood on her hands by doing the right thing and being a hero, which she very much did. She very, very much did. But also the fact that she was sterilized as well, so that, like, you know, taking away that part of her, like a possible future she could have had, took away any kinds of, you know, any kind of hesitance she would have had of actually being a Black Widow and actually being able to get the job done, and having any kinds of, you know, like restrictions to that kind of a lifestyle, pretty much. So and we saw the same thing was being done to Yelena as well. She was on the operating table. They were preparing like a needle for her and stuff. So it's gonna be a brutal movie. It's gonna be a dark movie. But yeah, I'm definitely watching that a second time round. I do not care. This is gonna be an amazing movie. Probably just undoubtedly the best Marvel movie this year. No doubts about that. I don't really know. I mean, Eternals is also coming out, but I don't really know much, like, enough about that to make a decision. But Black Widow is very, very, very easily a movie I've been waiting, alongside many of you guys, to actually see on the big screen. So, you know, when my girl Nat gets the time to shine, I will be there day one with a bucket full of popcorn And I don't know, maybe 3D I don't know, maybe 3D glasses. Yeah, definitely IMAX, But yeah, anyway, second watch.
I tell people my sister moved out west. You're a science teacher.
The
Your
fight scenes in this are going to be phenomenal.
DinahMight's
Goes without
houses.
saying.
You're thinking about moving, but you're gonna wait until the interest rates go down.
I'm really glad that they casted Florence Pugh for this role as well. I'm really interested to see how she's gonna pull
I
it
was an
off.
Avenger.
I feel like her and Scarlett are gonna get along well. Yeah.
And a lot of enemies.
Yeah, no hesitance to throw that shield at her as well.
He's called Taskmaster. He controls the Red Room. They're manipulating.
He controls the Red Room, yeah.
Fully conscious, but no choices.
I should have come back for you. How many others are there?
Enough.
So they're all going after them.
We have to go back to where it all started. So they never do that to anyone again.
We're family. We fight with you.
Yeah, stuck it up.
I've always found it best.
Yeah, he's got the Panther claws, yeah. And he's got the Black Panther's fighting ability too, I think. That seems very, very telling. Yeah.
You got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
Oh, explosive arrows. Yeah, no.
At some point, we all have to choose between what the world wants you
God
to be
damn it.
and who you are.
Yeah. They're gonna kick so much ass. The women in this little movie are gonna kick so much ass.
I'm done running.
Yep, the way he just kicks it up, throws it. Yeah, Oh, this mid-air fight scene too. Oh, damn.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my
They're
God.
such parents. They are
All right,
such
enough.
parents.
All of you.
I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
Oh yeah, they are such a family. Like, you know, Natasha is the older sister, Yelena is the younger sister who just gets told to shut up even if she's not talking, and Alexei and Melina just easily the parents. Oh, the fanfic that's gonna come from this movie is gonna be mind blowing based on that scene alone, based on the din table scene alone. But yeah, so Yelena did confirm that he's the Taskmaster. It's his call sign as well, so he is officially going to be called Taskmaster, and it's not going to wait around for anything. But he is also the one running the Red Room. So whether or not he has any history with it, or if he's just some kind of, you know, assassin that's picked up on this project of like training young women to be assassins or something, like, you know, whatever's going to happen there, we'll have to wait and see. But we do know that he's the one running this new Red Room, and that makes me question, right? That makes me question whether or not, like, he's actually going to be aware of Natasha and Yelena and everyone else before they come after him, or if it's like going to be the fact that he starts up this Red Room that then alerts Yelena and Natasha, and they then find each other. Then they have to go find Melina. Like, if his rebooting the Red Room alerts them, and then they go after him, and then he finds out about them, or if, you know, I mean, because I think then it would make more sense then if he's rebooting the Red Room, but then he finds out about, you know, like all the previous Black Widows who were trained and raised in the Red Room, and then he finds out about Natasha and Yelena and and he's seen Natasha in action. He's seen her in that hallway fight scene. So I mean, so then it would not be too implausible for him to have then kept tabs on Natasha, seeing what she's been up to, seeing where else she's fought, who else she's been with, so she's an Avenger, and all this kind of stuff, and then being like, you know what, she might be a threat to all this, like she just might be, and especially what her reputation is now, she's trying to leave this stuff behind and trying to make herself better, so then she might, you know, she might be alerted to all this and think like, you know, oh no, all these other innocent young women are being manipulated in the same way I was. We've got to put a stop to it, which is basically what she's saying. Like she's saying, you know, we've got to go back to the beginning where it all started. We've got to take this operation down so that, you know, no one else has to suffer the way we did. And she even like it was playing along to that scene of Yelena being sterilized. Like, it was like Natasha saying, like, I'm sorry I didn't come back for you, I should have come back for you or something, so she maybe feels guilt in that sense too. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, a lot of messages being passed along, a lot of dark themes running through this movie, and I think that's the only right way to do, because Black Widow, to my knowledge, she's not like a light character at all. She suffered a lot of trauma. She suffered a lot of dark things in her past that part of her has tried to run away from. But then another part of her the part of her that we'll see in this movie is the one, like she says, she's done running. She's done running away from her past. Right now, she has to stop other women from suffering from a past that she is currently suffering from. So it's going to be fun to see that taking place. But yeah, like the kind of theme of family is running strong with this one, especially like even comedy aside, like Alexi's message, like we're your family, we're gonna fight this with you, and that just makes me even more like afraid for them, for Alexei and Yelena. I mean, Yelena, I feel like she should live. She should live, because I think if anything, that would open the door for like Black Widow to return in the future. Because like Natasha was just one. Like this movie will give us confirmation that Natasha was just one of the women to actually hold the Black Widow mantle, and especially on the level and on the scale that she did. So Yelena is equally as capable and skilled as her at being a spy and a fighter, and actually living that life. And I think in this movie, if anything, she's Natasha might even share to tell her story, to tell Yelena stories of some of her avenging exploits, and convince her to be a hero too. You can leave this behind you, because I think it was in one of the earlier trailers we saw that it was like Natasha saying, I became more than just a trained killer, but then Yelena being like, we're both just trained killers. It's what the Red Room made us. It's all we'll ever be. So I feel like this movie might be a good chance for Natasha to extend that courtesy and be like, no, you can be more than this. You've got great skills. You don't have to use them for this exclusively. You can be a Black Widow in a much kind of brighter light and in a more positive note. So. I guess it's kind of up to the movie, because we haven't seen any confirmation that that Marvel has any plans to include. I mean, for them to do that, I mean, Black Widow for so long now, she's been such a character central to the Avengers and stuff. So especially as Natasha's Black Widow also. I mean, assuming that they do keep God, my hair's a mess. Assuming that they do keep Yelena's Black Widow alive, they could use her in the future. Like, she could come along, she could do her she could do her part alongside the Avengers when they're needed, and she could make herself known. We could keep the Black Widow alive in that fashion. Yelena, in my eyes, given how strong of a connection and how close she is to Natasha, and Natasha probably wouldn't even want anyone else. I mean, Melina, I think she's probably best off doing her own thing, whatever it is, but Yelena seems much closer to Natasha as a sister, that she would actually trust her to work alongside them, alongside the Avengers, and actually to keep the legacy alive, pretty much. So yeah, but yeah, it's but Yelena is in that sense. Yelena is the only one I see making it out of this movie. But I still that does not mean I want to see Alexei or Melina die. I want to see all of these guys live. These guys are Natasha's OG family. If the rest of the Avengers can live in some sense, then her OG family can live. But the way Taskmaster is going, that hallway fight against Thingy, against God, I really should have gotten some water before this freaking video. That hallway fight, where was it, against Thingy? Yeah, so this. Those look eerily like T'Challa's gloves. They're not just the claws, but the gloves themselves look like, the same kind of meshy, black, greyish kind of colour scheme. So I would not be surprised if he ripped that right out of Wakanda's vibranium deposit or whatever. But yeah, this fight scene, he does like a drop kick backflip off of Alexei's chest, and the way he lands, it's like a Black Panther pose, pretty much. So I would not be surprised if he's seen him in action. There's that. So there's a new generation of Red Room, and there was a scene, I think it was after this, was it? I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's showing Natasha just struggling pretty much against against the other Red Room Black Widows. So that's gonna be interesting to see. We got Alexei here as well, and that there's so many things in this trailer alone that just makes me feel like this movie's not gonna have a happy ending, and I desperately want one because we didn't get a happy ending for Natasha. We deserve a happy ending for her solo movie, and and especially in that sense, it's her first solo movie. If we have Yelena carrying on afterwards, that could spawn more movies. We could have like a Black Widow 2 with Yelena in like front and center, like carrying on in Natasha's name and doing her own thing. And it would offer, I think, it would also offer the chance to tell more Black Widow stories from the comics that people like me especially aren't as aware of. I've actually started to get into a couple of Black Widow comics here and there, and they've been really cool to see, and especially like how the art style differs from like the team ups to the solo ones is really, really cool. But yeah, it's just I think it's just very, very much worth like doing that to keep the character around, to actually explore other holders of that mantle, and especially different characters from Natasha's life as well. So I think that's just especially cool. And yeah, William Hurt is here. So, I mean, he looks de-aged. I mean, he doesn't look that different from when we saw him in Civil War. No, Infinity War was when we last saw him. Yeah, Infinity War was when we last saw him. But even then, that was like a digital form, like a hologram. But this one, I think, yeah, this takes place after Civil War, right? Well, yeah, pretty much. It makes sense. It would make sense. Yeah, SWAT teams. Yeah, just Yelena kicking ass in the elevator. Yeah. Yeah, this. Yeah, Natasha is in tears. That is not something I like to see. I do not like to see Natasha in tears. Natasha deserves to have a big smile on her face and to spend. Oh God. Spend the rest of her days with her family. With whatever family she chooses. So yeah, but yeah, that scene as well. Like Alexei just kicking up the shield, not even picking it up, just kicking it up, catching it in some sense, and then just throwing it straight at Taskmaster, who's on the front, the windscreen of a Quinjet or something, and Melina's in the pilot seat, so he's saving his wife from Taskmaster. So yeah, again, happy family. A family that kills to protect each other is a happy family. So yeah, that's super duper cool. Yeah, everyone here. This is going to be a family that kills to survive and remains happy doing so. So yeah, but yeah, the casting choices especially, I think it's really, really fun to see. Like Florence Pugh as Yelena is a really cool addition. I think we like it's just going to be really interesting to see how she and how Yelena and Thingy and Natasha actually get along on in the movie together. I feel like from the trailers alone, it feels like they've really cemented that that kind of like sisterly vibe together, like that kind of sisterhood thing. Like like in the trailers when we see them first meet each other, they've got a gun pointed at each other's faces and then they're just kicking each other through doors and shit. So if that's not a sibling relationship, I don't know what is. Or even like a sister relationship in this context, of course. But yeah, Rachel Weisz, well, she's a terrific actress. David Harbour, I think his fame rose pretty much in Stranger Things, so people seeing this will, like most likely recognize him, albeit with longer hair and a beard and, super strength and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, I think Kate Shortland, I cannot wait to see how she has put this movie together. I cannot wait to see it. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have for this movie. I think it's just going to be really, really cool to see. And yeah, I think again, like me personally, I feel like not knowing, not really like expect. I think I think for me, Eternals probably has the same vibe as Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't really know the Guardians of the Galaxy before they came out in theaters. I didn't know like who they were or what they were. So Eternals is pretty much the same thing for me. But with this one, I've always wanted to see a Black Widow solo movie. I wanted to see how she would get on by herself, and she's not really by herself. She's got her Russian family with her, but still, it's just like a long-awaited kind of product that Marvel Studios has taken too long to deliver to us. But hey, it's better late than never. So yeah, that was the official. I waited all day for this. This came out like this morning. I waited literally all day to be able to watch this trailer, and now I can watch it millions more times after I finish recording. So, yeah. Anyway, that was the official final trailer for Marvel Studios' Black Widow. So, let me know what you guys thought of this trailer, and anything that I might have missed out or anything I'm missing or misinterpreted. Then feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode. Been doing so many reactions. I'm just ingrained in my brain. Comment on what you thought of the trailer and what you think of what you think the movie is going to be like. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.